Well, for some analysis of the scale of the problem with the A380s, I'm joined by Peter Marosszeky. He's a visiting fellow at the University of New South Wales' School of Aviation. This plane's maker, Airbus, says it's developed crack repair kits and it insists that the aircraft is safe to fly. Are you reassured by that?
Very much so. It's not uncommon for a new aircraft type to be generating problems like this. It's been seen before. We've seen it with the 747s, we've seen it with other Airbus aircraft, and quite frankly it's pretty well under control, and the manufacturer and the regulators have a pretty good handle on it, and airlines also have a good system of maintenance to control it.
So it's not as if we're at any stage looking for a recall on this type of aircraft?
Not for these type of problems, no, I would say not. I would say that the airlines will be able to cope with them pretty well.
Now, when we look at the airlines that use the A380s, I understand Qantas has about a dozen of these planes. Yes. Emirates has the most, about 20 of the aircraft. Other airlines like Singapore and Lufthansa, for example. If they're all having to take these A380s out of service to check for these cracks, is it possible that these airlines could ask Airbus for some compensation?
Well, at the moment what they're planning is to include these checks in with regular checks. So in other words, the aircrafts do come in at for routine checks at a specific time, and during those periods that's when the checks will be carried out. So it's pretty unlikely that you'll have an aeroplane that's going to be out of service, out of the normal schedules, unless there's some more serious cracking or there's some more serious problems found, but it's, at this stage it seems unlikely.
The A380s have had a series of problems, series of niggles though. Is this once again damaging to the reputation of Airbus?
I would say not, because all aircraft manufacturers go through the same teething problems with their aircraft. Some are well hidden, some are not, don't have such a big profile. Remember, this is a very large aircraft. It's with some very high-profile airlines, and of course it attracts much more attention. But we had problems like this back in the early 60s, early 70s and 80s with the 747s, and later on with the other Airbus aircraft. So no, this is nothing to be concerned about. What
do you think may have been the cause of these little cracks that are appearing?
Well, it's very hard to say. I'll be honest with you. I'm not privy to the details, but there's generally three things that would attract an engineer's mind, and that is, was the material correct, was the design correct, or was the stresses under calculated for the device that's causing the problem. So I'll be honest with you, I really couldn't say, and I suspect that the Airbus will do that investigation.
Because to a layperson it would seem these are pretty new aircraft. Why should they all of a sudden be developing cracks?
Well, it's a new aircraft, it's a very big aircraft, and there's some new design concepts. The wing itself is a different design concept than normal, and as a result you'll find that there'll be some issues that will be raised during service, and quite often you won't see any problems with an aircraft system or an aircraft itself until a few thousand hours of flying. So it's early days, and quite frankly the system's picking them up, and I'd be quite confident in flying with the aeroplane. I have no problem.